buddy, it's Mia, and today we'll be making Mille-Feuille. We'll be using some of our puff pastry that we made in last episode and using it in a different configuration. And also we'll be making some more pastry cream to go inside to make the filling, and I'm pretty excited about it. Let's get started. So this is half of our block for the pastry. Now we'll be flouring our surface, flouring everything. And we want to roll this out nice and thin. Okay, so to get this to fit on our pan, we'll cut it like so. We want to take a fork and poke holes all over our pastry surface. Okay, so then once we have our holes poked on the surface, we're going to do this neat trick. So we want to cover the top of our pastry with parchment paper because this keeps the pastry from puffing up too much. So in this application, we want it to stay thin and crispy. So then we take our other baking pan and set it on top. Then we put this whole thing in the oven for 20 minutes. It's been preheating at 400. Pastry cream, we're making pastry cream. So making our pastry cream, we need 250 grams of milk. A quarter cup of that goes in a separate bowl. And the rest goes in here. 25 grams of butter. Whoa, 25 grams exactly. That was cool. And 32 grams of sugar. So chunky. It's been uncharacteristically humid. 32 grams of sugar. Vanilla. Which is a teaspoon vanilla. Okay. Let's wait for this to be done before we turn on the heat so we don't forget about things and have them burn. It's likely to happen. So we need another 32 grams of sugar. So milk, sugar go in there. 10 grams of cake flour. Cake flour, 10 grams of cornstarch, and mix that all up together. Voila. So we need 60 grams of egg yolks. We've got this over medium heat. We've got this ready to go. And our pastry is almost done with its 20 minutes. And then we'll be taking the first sheet off the top and sticking it back in the oven there for another like 30 minutes or something. Whoa. It's so fluffy. I don't know if you can see that, but it is. And I feel like we need to kind of press that down a little bit. It's like too fluffy. Take this off. reducing heat to 300, and then that bakes for another 35 to 40 minutes. So this makes me realize that I just most definitely did not bake the turnovers long enough in our last video. We're just warming up the mixture to temper the eggs with. All right, we're just getting some simmering action going on, so we're going to take that off the heat. And we're going to stir this constantly as we slowly pour it in. Mixing, mixing, mixing. Now we want to pour this back into the saucepan. And put that back on the heat. Okay, it's becoming a nice thick custard consistency. Give that a taste. I'm gonna take some plastic wrap, throw it on top here, right down on top. And don't worry, it won't really stick to this, so you don't have to like worry about your plastic wrap getting all gooey and then like trying to scrape it off of there. It doesn't really work like that, so don't worry about it. Just make sure it's all covered so you don't get the weird film on top. And then put this back in the freezer for a few minutes. Okie doke, let's see how our pastry is doing. Ooh. So it's been in there for a long time. This is as dark as I think it's gonna get. I'll show you a closer look. So here's our puff pastry. It's quite a bit thicker than I would want, but it is flaky. So it'll be like a very thick Mille-Feuille. We might only get to do 2 layers. Traditionally there's like pastry, cream, pastry, cream, pastry. We might just do pastry, cream, pastry. Because they're not supposed to be like gigantic. And that's pretty chunky. Alright, we're putting our mousseline. Ooh, it's kind of like, ooh. Mousseline. Now, what is this? Pastry cream. Pastry cream and mousseline. Silky smooth. Adding our butter. 73 grams of room temperature butter. So this is our all set creme mousseline. It's beautiful. And we are going to put this into the fridge to chill for a little bit while we wait for our pastry to cool. Now the reason I'm doing this is because they came out really thick. They're supposed to be like this, but they came out like this. I didn't put enough weight on top of them, I think, at first, when they were first put in the oven. I think is the problem here. So therefore, if I was going to stack like, you know, 2 of these, they'd be like enormous once you put the pastry cream in there, and the three separate levels of pastry. So we're just cutting them horizontally, sheets of paper, so we can get another stack in there. So it'll be a little bit more manageable. be fair, this is not what you're supposed to do. Do not do as I do. I never said this was a how-to. I said this was a learning process. And obviously, I got some stuff left to learn, which is good because I just started. All right, so we got our creme mousseline. Made around latticed pastries. And we're going to make dollops. Like such. And put it on top. Squish just a little bit. And do it again. Here you have it, our Mille-Feuille. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty delicious. I didn't do it the right way, so I don't know that this would qualify as a proper one, but I mean, it's all the right things, and it's like butter and cream and eggs and stuff, so like how bad could it be? So let's score this one on like better try again in the future. As always, I had a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye, buddies.